I have an entire section on my Pinterest board for slippers. Hello folks, Grace here, and today we are having a bowl of pretzels. Okay. Hello folks, Grace here. Thank you for joining me today. The pretzels threw me off. Hello folks, Grace here, and thank you for joining me today. The project we are working on today is one I have had on my Pinterest board for so long that they took down the website. So there's no pattern. I am purely working off of a picture. I'm gonna have John insert picture here. Wow, isn't that beautiful? I did, from this picture, do some experimenting, and I came up with a pattern that I think looks pretty spot on. I'm very happy with how this has turned out. So happy that I let myself get distracted by watching the Great British Baking Show with my mother-in-law, and I made 6 of them. But don't worry, if I make these slippers to the full height that they are in that photo, which is like knee-high slipper socks, then it will be approximately 24 squares. So this is just a little dent in that. Right now my thought is to not do them all the way up, not do the full knee-high, but do those first, like one. My phone's being used as a camera, so I can't look. I should just pull the picture up on my computer. That's right in front of me. I have an entire section on my Pinterest board for slippers. Okay, here we go. So at this point, I'm thinking I don't want the full knee-high sock slipper. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go like 1 row of squares lower. So then that leaves 10 more squares to be made. I'm hoping I have enough of this purple yarn. As mentioned, I do have 6 of these done, but let's get through 10 more. And then I have to figure out, I know I want to do the solid color, just solid. On the bottom of my feet, I want it to be simple as possible. So I have my 2 yarns going here. Let's go to work. I will say, I'm feeling a lot better about this project with no direct pattern than I am about my last project. Although hanging up back there, you can hardly tell except that this guy looks like a Pac-Man. Obviously, I was able to just kind of like stare at the picture and figure it out a little bit more. So, maybe it is technically a pattern since I can just kind of read the picture of what's been done, but I'm still feeling better about it. Okay, so that one only took me about 18 minutes. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means that I have 8 more to do. Whoa, we're slightly less than halfway there. Doesn't have the same ring. So, trying to gauge how confident I am that I will have enough of this purple yarn. I'm pretty confident. And I'm thinking, because I'm pretty confident, maybe I should switch to like assembly line. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going square by square, because that way, if I run out and I need to switch yarns, I'm not like doing half squares of the other color or anything like that. And it's not like it's going to be that much of a time save. I'm still the one doing it all. It might be production line, but really that just means I'm doing the same part over and over and over again, which can be boring as hell and kind of unsatisfying and not as much gratification involved. Delayed gratification for having all of them done, but no gratification in between, just having the sections. This is a tough choice. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep doing the squares. I'm worried that I'm not going to have enough of the purple yarn. I still have a pretty sizable amount here, but I'm always a really bad judge of it, and I've been burnt too many times. I know you guys are probably, if you've watched my other videos, you're like, Grace, you always have yarn left over. Like, what are you talking about? But like, I have in the past worked for hours and hours and hours on a project to get to the end and being like, and now I don't have more of that yarn. I actually did that recently with a project for my mother-in-law. The other thing that always throws me off is that I'll start using this big ball of yarn and I'll do so much and I'll like barely make a dent in the size. But then you get past a certain point and the ball gets smaller and smaller as it goes. So each one of those wraps around the ball is a shorter piece of yarn. Clearly I'm very anxious about it because I've talked about it multiple times since I started filming, and probably gonna get to the end and still have half a ball of yarn because, that's how it goes. So, I don't know if I counted this right. I don't know, because I only have the one picture, right? So I can't see the back or the bottom of the foot. So I'm really just theorizing how the ankle portion of this is put together, how the turn. I'm just gonna make a bunch more, and if I have some extras, so be it. Yeah. Okay. Some abrupt changes to the plan here. So I'm gonna do the production line thing with the centers, then the ring, then the outside for 3 squares. Definitely have enough for that. Then I'm gonna make 4 solid squares for the bottom of my foot out of navy blue. It turns out that slipper boots made out of granny squares is very common, so I was never able to find this exact one. I probably could just look up one of those patterns and see how they assembled the instead of just winging it, but I love nothing more than a good wing, Let's make these last 3 squares. This project all of a sudden seems so much more manageable and like I can actually get it done today. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh. I could go back and undo everything. which is pain, but the proper way to do things. It's not obvious unless you're looking, and then as soon as you look and realize you can't unsee it, but it does the job. This will be our little secret. Don't tell anyone. I may have mentioned this before, but I'll always fall back on it, that there's an old Irish belief that if you make something perfect, it takes a part of your soul with it. So to save your soul, you need to put mistakes in your work. So that's my soul saver there. All right. I know in your time this has been mere moments. In my time, it's been about 2 months. I guess I would now categorize this as an unfinished project because I left it alone for 2 months. I started this project when my toes were starting to get cold back in September, and now we're at the start of November, and let me tell you, they're frigid. Picking up where we left off, I have my pretty squares. I have 3 of the 4 blue squares that I'm gonna need. I'm halfway through a 4th, and my goal tonight is to finish this square and begin assembly. I have the 1 reference picture I'm working off of. I have 2 more rows to go on this guy, and then it's time to party. By party, I mean assembly, Isn't that what parties are, really? Just assemblies. So we're done with this blue. Might not be done with the purple and multicolored yarn because I might need to make more squares. So maybe I shouldn't use it for joining. Maybe I should join it with the blue. For that, I was gonna do like a single crochet join, but if I'm trying to save this yarn just in case I do need it, I guess I should use the blue, and I'll do the invisible join, aka the join I always do, which is essentially sewing the squares together. Just kind of like pre-weaving my end right now. So instead of having to go back and do it, I've just done it very easily with a needle. I can just kind of push it through to where I need it. Okay, so that's the bottommost portion. It looks pretty cute as is, to be honest, if it didn't have this weird situation going on in the back where it would just be too big for my foot overall. So we definitely are good on length. We're gonna do a square here that'll turn up the ankle, and a square here, although I don't know that works out logistically. Yeah, how are we gonna do that? I'm not entirely sure. Okay. Let's try that, because if I put another one here, even though that is the prettiest option, my ankle starts here. So it's just gonna be vertical anyway. So I'm gonna probably join these two straight up the center. It'll be a bit boring looking, but it'll be functional. Okay, well, it's a little funky. Just a little bit. Let me try it on. Okay, so I'm gonna put a lace up to here because that's as far as it's gonna go. And then I'm just gonna have this flap back here, I guess. Yeah, we're just gonna have like a curly flap off the back, you know, like you do with slippers. What's this? One completed slipper? No. By the magic of television, we have 2 completed slippers, if that's what you want to call them. So I assembled this one off camera. I did it the same way I did the first. I'm not overly enthused about them. Would I recommend making slippers out of granny squares? I'm gonna say a no on that one. I'm gonna give out a solid no. Did I make a lot of mistakes that could have made this go better? Probably. I'm not sure if it was just that I, was making this off of a picture and kind of just feeling things out, how badly I messed up. But it seems like maybe my squares were larger than they were supposed to be, even though I feel like I did do a pretty faithful job to what I saw in the picture. Could just be a difference in yarn. They're not the greatest. I think these ones might be destined to take apart and try again. I had a lot of fun making it. I do really love all of these yarns together. I think that these yarns in particular look very nice together, and maybe once I frog the whole thing, I'll come up with another project for the 2 of them. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments if you've tried anything similar and what your results were. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. I'm being honest with you guys because not all of these projects are winners. So I hope you appreciate that. But, I'm still out here trying to stick to busting through this stash. You guys have been great. I've been Grace. Remember to be excellent to each other. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.